guys, so here is our Dia de los Muertos interactive notebook, and we're going to do the first article for today, October 28th. So let's look at our first article, and you can use these tabs down here to navigate. And remember that you will be filling out. You can click in the text boxes here and here. So I'm going to read this article with you. So Article 1 is the history of Day of the Dead. So it says Dia de los Muertos, or Day of the Dead, is one of Mexico's traditional holidays reuniting and honoring beloved ancestors, family, and friends. It is an ancient and enduring ritual when the living commune with the dead, a mystical night when the veil is lifted between their two realms and they may share a day together. The historical roots of this celebration date back to the pre-Hispanic cultures of Mesoamerica of the indigenous people, especially the Nahua. The Nahua comprise of the Aztecs, Mayans, Toltecs, Tlaxcaltec, Chichimec, and Tepanec, and others native to Mexico more than 3,000 years. When the Spaniards conquered the country, this indigenous custom was rooted so deeply that after 5 centuries of colonization, it has continued to survive and remain as celebrated as in its first days. Okay, so that's our first page. So make sure you go ahead and if you have a question, you would put one question there, an interesting fact, and any unfamiliar or words or new vocab. Okay, so let's move on to our next page. So throughout each period of Mexican culture, death seems to hold no terror. In Mexican art, legends, and religion, death has not been a mysterious and fearful presence, but a realistic, recognizable culture as much a part of life as life itself. Dia de los Muertos is not a mournful commemoration, but a happy and colorful celebration where death takes a lively, friendly expression and is not frightening or strange. There is no place for sorrow or weeping, for this could be interpreted as a discourteous to the dead relatives who are visiting gladly. Indigenous people believed that the souls did not die, that they continued living in Mictlan, which is called the place of death. That's what we would say it means in English, which is a special place for them to finally rest. On Dia de los Muertos, tradition holds that the dead return to Earth to visit their living relatives. It is believed that although these relatives can't see them, they can surely feel them. Okay, so you have your question, your interesting fact, and any unfamiliar words or new vocab. Okay, and then we have our final page here of reading. This night is an important feast and evocation. It is a time when family members share memorable stories that evoke the lives of their ancestors. Offerings and altars are created to welcome and commemorate the dead. Marigolds and incense are offered in abundance because it is believed their aromatic scents guide the dead to the place where the feast is being held. A profusion of candles dispels the darkness, just as the souls are being illuminated from the shadows of death. And altars are created with photos, mementos, fruit, bread, and other favorite things of the ancestors being welcomed and honored. The artifacts of these altars also provide the opportunity to teach children about those who came before them. Dia de los Muertos is a time of celebration on remembrance. It is also a time to come to terms with life, to come to terms with our mortality and become aware of the cycle of life and death. Rather than deny and fear death, this event teaches us to accept and commemorate the meaning of mortality. And here's a quote: "Life is a great surprise. I do not see why death should not be an even greater one." Okay, So you have your question, your interesting fact, and your vocab words / new vocab. Okay. And then we have our Article 1 questions here. How is death viewed throughout history and Mexican culture? Okay. According to traditions, pardon me, what occurs on Day of the Dead? What purpose do the altars serve on this holiday? What kinds of objects are laid out on the altars? Why is sadness not allowed on Day of the Dead? Why are marigolds and incense laid out on Day of the Dead? What / where is Mictlan? And that takes care of Article 1. And so we're just doing Article 1 on this first day. So you have your bell work and you have your first part of Article 1. Okay, if you guys have any questions, let me know. And I love you guys, and I will see you later. Bye.